It's November 13th, 2018. There's a big announcement from Amazon today saying that they are launching a new headquarters. It's right across the street from the U.S. Pentagon. So this is the proposed location, one of two locations for the HQ2 launch, one of these in the D.C. area. They're already predicting, some people are already predicting that it could help Amazon snag a $10 billion Pentagon contract. Some people have already raised concerns about this contract as well, including two Republican congressmen that have voiced concerns about how the Jedi cloud computing contract is tailored. People probably already concerned about this given Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon's history of evidence tying him to the deep state. Back in 2013, people pointed out the conflict of interest right after Jeff Bezos bought the Washington Post. So Jeff Bezos currently owns the Washington Post. He'd purchased it after recently securing a $600 million contract from the CIA. Point out that that's twice what Bezos paid for the newspaper this year, back in 2013 at the time of the quote. Bezos recently disclosed that the company's web service business, they said, is building a private cloud for the CIA. They were working on a private cloud for the CIA to use for its data needs. So that's what they were saying of the contract, and just looking through some of the highlights up until now. Amazon, another project, they said they were launching then a secret cloud service for the CIA. November of last year, they said Amazon Web Services introduced last year this project Secret Region is a new service specifically for the CIA and the rest of the intelligence community. It's not really a secret service. Its name just indicates it can handle data that's been classified at the secret level. They point out that they had been offered this, CIA had offered, Amazon has offered the CIA a top secret region since 2014. This was as part of this $600 million deal that they had acquired, the extension of that older CIA deal. It had been extended by then, along with this new secret service, underlying the market dominance of Amazon and their affiliates at that time. After Bezos had acquired the Washington Post, another outcry shortly after, as it was after Bezos bought the paper, that he hired John Podesta, who's been a contributor since then. John Podesta, Hillary Clinton's former campaign manager, writes for the Washington Post now. Jeff Bezos is his boss, and Jeff Bezos has these many connections back to the deep state. It's long history. Looks like he is now eyeing this $10 billion Pentagon contract. So Bezos, this is the next project that he is trying to secure. And they suspect that the launch of these headquarters, or the pick, this being one of the picks, one of these two picks that they've announced today, this location might be to secure this contract. This article reads, as Amazon looks close to announcing where it will place its second headquarters, analysts are pointing out that a big footprint in the Washington, D.C. area could help the company secure a massive Pentagon contract. The potential new site in the Northern Virginia suburb of Crystal City could only help the chances of Bezos and company landing Jedi, said Wedbush Securities analysts in the note dated Friday. That's a reference to the Joint Enterprise Defense Infrastructure contract, which could be worth as much as $10 billion over a decade and is expected to be awarded in April. Amazon reportedly plans to locate its HQ2 in both Crystal City and Long Island City, New York. So it's two locations with about 25,000 employees, they're saying, in each place. As the e-commerce and tech giant wraps up a long selection process, the Virginia location would sit in the shadows of the Pentagon. It's right beside the Pentagon, this one location. This put thousands more Amazon employees inside the Beltway and represent a well-timed move, said Wedbush analyst Daniel Ives. With the Jedi contract, they say the Department of Defense will choose a cloud computing provider. The DoD will choose a cloud computing provider for massive amounts of data. Amazon is the favorite to be the sole victor in this game-changing cloud deal, but Microsoft could win. Still, they're saying, given it has been a key Department of Defense partner for 40 years. Having front-runner status, they say, hasn't meant all smooth sailing, and they point out the objections by at least two congressmen, two Republicans, one from Arkansas, the other from Oklahoma, who had voiced concerns in a recent letter that the contract appears tailored, quote, to one specific contractor. Seems to be referencing Amazon. They don't call out Amazon by name, but they point out the problems in providing such a huge contract to Amazon. Link to this piece with some quotes from the congressman about this contract tailored to one specific. This program appeared tailored to one specific contractor. Quote, another quote reads, Jedi's primary flaw lies in mandating a single cloud environment for up to 10 years, he said, adding Jedi's single cloud approach also would give bad actors just one target to focus on should they want to undermine the military's IT backbone. Or I guess they could have a leak on purpose and pretend that their systems were hacked. I mean, it could be an intentional vulnerability that they're trying to set up. You'd wonder why they would want to do that when it's an obvious problem and it breaks what the Pentagon should be doing in their contracts, what they say they try to do when acquiring these contracts. Congressmen are pointing out that it breaks those rules. Lawmakers also, in the same letter from the lawmakers, they seem to echo that line of thinking, arguing that Jedi's structure, solicitation, and select provisions run contrast to industry best practices and federal acquisition guidelines. So their own guidelines breaks. They say that of particular concern are the gating or restricting provisions and the structure of the proposed contract that seem to be tailored to this one contractor. They also pointed to the inclusion of Department of Defense officials who, quote, have significant connections to the specific contractor. So again, evidence of a possible conflict of interest here, and they're saying that also contradicts federal acquisition regulations and Pentagon ethics policies. This connection between DoD officials and the contractor, who they don't say is Amazon. It sounds like they're talking about Amazon. They point out a number of problems in that other article, so they have been brought up. They just say of this announcement today, meanwhile, Alphabet Group has withdrawn from consideration for the lucrative work, citing conflicts with the company's principles. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos has said his company won't back away, that they will not back away from working with the Pentagon. Wedbush analysts have ratings. They have ratings of outperform or buy on both Amazon and Microsoft. Amazon's announcement about its new sites in Virginia and New York could come today. So these are the sites that they have projected will be the two locations that they've picked as part of this announcement today. It seems very suspicious. The location right next to the Pentagon ties these congressmen pointing out between the Department of Defense and Amazon already why such a big contract just going to one company. They're also pointing out, as well as another problem, people already concerned with Jeff Bezos's history as well. Let me know what you think about all that. I will follow up with any other major details. What do you think might be going on with this contract? Is there anything more to this as well? It's definitely worrying for a lot of reasons. Tell me what you think. I'm over on patreon.com/realityreader. I have that link still in the video description. Thanks everybody that donates through there. A few dollars even makes a huge difference. I also have an article link in the video description as well. Thank you.